Well, on FinStreet today, we have discussed about the credit card business momentum in India, and we have with us MD and CEO of SBI Card to tell us how the business momentum has been for the sector as a whole, and also how he's seeing the trend going ahead. Welcome to the show, sir. Let's begin by the question that spends at industry level, that is spend per card, have declined marginally on a month-on-month basis. May was the peak, in terms of spends per card. What is your outlook on festive spends this time and spend per card going ahead?
Yeah, you are right, Abhishek. Spends have degrown for the industry, marginally, of course. But when we look at industry spends, that consists of both retail spends as well as the corporate card spends. Generally, this kind of bifurcation is not available in the industry data, but it is our experience that corporate card spends are more volatile. They can move from one player to another player also depending upon the kind of pricing they offer to various corporates. Retail is more stable. That way, the transaction share will give an idea like who is doing well in the retail space. But coming to the festive period, it is very crucial for the industry. We have seen a lot of players partnering with various partners, both online and offline. At least at SBI Card, we have launched more than 1,600 kind of offers by partnering with the online merchants, offline merchants across tier 1 to tier 3 kind of towns. Idea is to improve the shopping experience or make it more rewarding. So we have tied up with Amazon during the Great Indian Festival, which is running up to 3rd of October. And we also have a lot of hyper-local kind of marketing campaigns, which run up to 31st October. So we are sure like a industry and of course SBI Card also will witness a kind of robust growth during September and October in terms of spends.
You spoke about corporate spends, so how is the corporate spending now coming back? What is the spend that you are seeing now, and how is the trajectory going ahead?
It's our assessment that corporate card spends for the industry as such, maybe in the range of around 20 to 25,000 crores. So will account for around 20% of the overall industry that way, 20 to 22%. As I said earlier, it varies from player to player depending upon their appetite and depending on the kind of pricing they are comfortable to offer. So I think over a period of time it will stabilize. But the retail will be the key because that has more propensity to add to the revenue and more to the asset. So at least at SBI Card, the focus is more on retail. So as I said, during this festive period, we are hopeful that we will have a very robust growth in the retail spends.
Okay. RBI started UPI on RuPay credit card. Have you also started it? And is the industry also witnessing these cards demands? How do you see that trajectory?
Yeah, you are right, Abhishek. RuPay cards have been permitted to be linked to UPI. As a development, industry was very enthusiastic because from a merchant universe of around 5 million, now you are looking at a potential merchant universe of almost 10 times. That is the kind of merchant base that is there on the UPI. So it makes the card more active. Even the small transaction size spends can also move from a traditional debit card or a deposit account to credit card. So it makes the portfolio more active and more revenue generation will be there. In terms of preparedness, we have started the preparation. It will take a few months for us to be on the UPI rails because for us, this is the first time as compared to banks who are already on the UPI rails. So we are very eager to complete this project on time and then want to leverage this opportunity for increasing the spends.
Talking about RBI, RBI regulations have changed on, the inactive cards. If they are inactive for a certain period, they should be closed down. What has been the impact over there as industry as a whole and of your company as well?
Yes, this master direction dealing with inactive cards. I mean, what are the do's and don'ts, or what is the conduct, how to conduct this take care of these inactive cards, came out of this master direction, recent master direction. I think as per this, any card which is inactive for more than 12 months, the issuer will have to contact the customer, take an explicit consent for keeping the card, or if you fail to get the consent, then it has to be closed within a month. So that way, players have now started acting on it, and they have been taking out inactive cards out of their base, which accounted for a steep decline in the overall card base in the month of August.
RBI has thought of rationalizing MDR, but there is no update over there so far. Your view on how RBI would look at MDR rates for credit card players?
Yeah, you are right. RBI came out with a discussion paper covering the charges on various modes of payments, including the credit card, debit card, UPI, all the payment modes they have covered. A lot of scenarios also they discussed, and they also talked about the feasibility of implementing those scenarios. Uh, at least for the credit card industry, they recognized the unique costs, additional costs a player has to foot as compared to a debit card. So there is an appreciation for those costs. And it ended with a lot of questions, like aimed at eliciting feedback from the stakeholders. So we have 3rd October as a last date for submitting the feedback. And then RBI will evaluate and come out with its a kind of outcome.
So you have launched cashback cards. So what is the run rate over there? Can you reach 3 lakh monthly run rate, and by when can you reach that number?
Cashback card we have launched on 1st of September. It has generated a lot of interest. Of course, we are in the initial phases of fulfillment. Some cards have been actually already issued. We will make an assessment, but I can assure you, like it generated a lot of interest, and we are also positively surprised with the kind of momentum. When you talk about 300,000 cards, I think uh, we talked about a net growth of 300,000 per month, of which cashback also will comprise certain proportion. So we have proprietary cards, we have co-branded cards. This cashback card also will add to the product bouquet. So it will be a combination of all these products. One product may not comprise completely the entire portfolio.
Well, that's a word coming in from SBI card on the industry as a whole and how they see the run rate in credit card business going ahead. Thank you so much for your time, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Abhishek.